The Kawasaki Z400 has been around since 1973. At the end of 2020, it flew out of the program, now it's back. Of course, Kawasaki has made a lot of adjustments with the new 2023 model. Tanya and Dietmar found out what came out of it during a test drive through the stormy Dithmarschen. The Kawasaki Z400 is an A2 motorcycle with 45 horsepower. Like all A2 bikes, it looks a little more dainty than its higher displacement counterparts, which is why it could easily be underestimated. For €6,445 plus transfer, you get a simple but well-made naked bike, which does not stand out from its competitors in terms of price. It is available in two color combinations, green black and white red. The design language is typical Kawasaki. The machine comes in the Tsugomi design, which the Z650 and Z900 also have. The silencer could be a bit smaller for ours, but otherwise the proportions and the look are consistent for our taste. The seat test is also free of surprises. The pillion sits very high due to the two-part seat and looks over the rider's helmet. There are no grab handles, so you have to hold on to the woman in front. Taller passengers like Dietmar feel a bit like on a launch pad in the back. Two people will probably not want to circumnavigate the globe with this motorcycle. The pilot Tanya has it a little better at the front. She sits well integrated into the machine and, thanks to the low seat height of 785 mm, can easily get her feet on the ground. You sit upright with a good bit of flexion towards the handlebars, typical naked bike. The handlebars are wide and not too high, which all fits very well for both of us. Technically, there isn't much to say about the Kawasaki Z400. Apart from ABS, there are no features on board. No traction control, no riding modes, no cell phone connect, no lean angle control, no cruise control, no hazard lights. This all sounds lousy, but let's be honest, all these features are not really necessary on a machine with less than 50 horsepower. This can also be seen in the fact that almost all competitors are similarly sparsely equipped. The cockpit is responsible for differences among the testers. Dietmar says, old-fashioned. Tanya says, functional. Objectively speaking, it is unfortunately very reflective, and the rev counter, analog digits with digital arrow, also needs a closer look, but at least there is a two-piece onboard computer as well as a gear indicator, fuel level indicator and a temperature display for the coolant. The headlight and taillight have LED technology, the turn signals do not. These are quite clunky and thus a clear case for the accessory range. Smaller LED turn signals should look fancier on the Z400 and they are not that expensive. There is no automatic turn signal reset, which would have been a surprise as well. Before hitting the road, we take a quick look at the 399 cubic centimeters inline twin. You can really hear that the engine is going to be fun. Especially at higher revs, the twin seems to feel really comfortable. Let's see if it still feels that way while driving. Yes, it does. The Kawa Z400 is a real street sweeper that is incredibly fun. Of course, the 45 horsepower is a manageable power, but strangely enough, that doesn't seem to matter with the Z400. The machine sits comfortably on the road and can be circled around the curves with extreme precision. This is surprising, as the chassis is actually very simple, conventional, non-adjustable telescopic fork at the front, box swing arm at the rear, not exactly high-end components. But once you're on the move, it feels completely different. Well done, Kawasaki. Same picture with the brakes, single disc with two-piston floating caliper at the front, ditto at the rear. Nevertheless, the Z400 brakes very well. Okay, it gets a little spongy at the front with total emergency braking, but overall the braking system is quite adequate for the lightweight Z400. The Z400 has a small sports screen, you could also call it a fly screen. The helmet is therefore completely in the wind, which we personally always like very much, because it does not lead to any turbulence and is therefore rather quiet. The acceleration and torque data are typical for a light A2 machine. The machine comes out of the hooves properly and the lively and revving engine seems to feel more comfortable the higher you rev. And you do that automatically, because it's simply fun and because the performance on top of a 400 is naturally higher than on the bottom. The warranty on all Kawasaki motorcycles since the beginning of 2023 is 4 years with no mileage limit. The service is due every 12,000 kilometers or once a year. The Kawasaki Z400 is a simple but very good A2 machine. Thanks to its agile engine and precise chassis, it is a lot of fun to drive. In any case, it doesn't need to shy away from comparison to the other A2 naked bikes. It makes a mature and solid impression. The operation is simple, and due to its low weight and easy handling, the Z400 is particularly suitable for beginners. But even old hands should have a lot of fun with the Z400, at least that was the case with us.
Drei, zwei, eins und los geht's. Oh! 80, 90, 100. Ja, seht ihr? Und da ist die Kurve. Und ab geht das Füchslein. Kühe sind auch da. 90 und 100. Ja, also selbst das funktioniert